Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another video. And in this video, we are going to do our way too early, but not way too early, but way too early NHL Stanley Cup 2022 playoff predictions. That's if the NHL playoffs started today. I'm going to be honest with you. The way it's set up right now, I see all those teams in the playoffs by the end of the year, with a few differences of placement. But here we are right now, and let's get right into the predictions, shall we? Let's start in the East. So let's start with the Florida Panthers versus wildcard number 2, the Washington Capitals. Here, with what Florida's brought, what they've traded for with Claude Giroux, Ben Sherratt. Even though Sherratt's not the best analytical darling, he's going to be a playoff beast for them because he's a dickhead. I have Florida winning this in 6. They can throw any goalie in there. Bobrovsky, Spencer Knight. They've got ridiculous defense, ridiculous attack. It's just working Florida. Florida is gone all in. They don't have a first-round pick until, 2025? I have them beating Washington in 6 games. Next up, let's go Carolina versus wildcard 1, which is the Boston Bruins. I like what Carolina brings, and I think in this one, it's, let's just say, a redeeming series for Freddie Anderson. They've got Ranta there if he does falter. I do like Boston's move to get Hampus Lindholm. I think it was an okay contract, $6.5 million over 8 years. They gave up quite a bit for him. However, it's not going to help because I have Carolina beating Boston in 5 whole games. Yep, 5 games for Carolina to beat the Boston Bruins. Moving on to the Atlantic Division 2 and 3, we got Tampa Bay versus Toronto. Tampa Bay, they threw away draft picks. They got Hagel, which I thought was a great move. Cost them a lot, but hey, 2 more years at 1.5 after this one. Can't go wrong. However, it's not going to work out. Somehow, November Jack Campbell is going to return. No, it's not going to be Shalgren. It's going to be Jack Campbell. He's going to battle Vasilevsky, and he's going to beat him. I have Toronto shocking Tampa Bay, shocking the NHL, winning their first series in ages. And they're going to do it in 6 games. Yes, I'm picking Toronto in 6. Crazy, I know. Crazy. Then we move to the Metropolitan Division. We got 2 and 3. We got Pittsburgh versus New York Rangers. And here, I know Igor Shesterkin has had a little bit of a tumble. However, New York just beat Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh's, 2 points up on them right now? I think Pittsburgh is a great team. They are. But I think it might be New York's time, and I think it might be a coming-out party. I think Alex Lafreniere is going to step up when they come to the playoffs. I got New York winning in 7 games. Moving over to the Western Conference, we got Colorado versus Vegas. Colorado, even though they didn't get, Giroux, they didn't win the Giroux sweepstakes. They got Josh Manson. They got a stud. They've got like 10 NHL caliber defenders. Landeskog might be back. I don't know if he will, that knee. But, Nazem Kadri, they got him playing unbelievable. Wow, is he going to get paid? And I have Colorado beating a depleted Vegas Golden Knights. I still think they're going to be hurt. I still think they're going to, not waltzing into the playoffs. They are slowly creeping into the playoffs. Colorado's going to beat them in 5 games. Then we go to, the Pacific winners, Calgary Flames, and they're going to play wildcard number 1, the Nashville Predators, and I like the Nashville Predators. They are a darn good team. Just saw them beat Toronto 6-3. I'm guessing they keep Forsberg. I wouldn't be selling them. I would just give them the bloody contract, Nashville. Figure it out. However, I have Calgary just being a little bit too strong, a little bit too deep. I like the moves they've made. Foley's been great, and I think they're going to add more and more. Markstrom's phenomenal. Calgary beats Nashville in a tight series. It's going to be a close one, but Calgary's going to win in 7 games. We then go to the Centrals 2 and 3, St. Louis versus Minnesota. These are quite evenly matched teams. I can't wait to see Kaprizov in the playoffs just going nuts out there. I've actually got Minnesota getting back on track, and they're going to beat St. Louis in 6 games. I just have a hunch. I just have a feeling Minnesota will win in 6 if they meet St. Louis. And now we look at LA. Look at them. I had them making the playoffs last year. They didn't. I see them making it this year, and right now they're in the playoffs. So we're going to go with it, and they're playing Edmonton, who They're either great or they're not. I think Edmonton's still going to look for a goaltender at the trade deadline, but as of right now, I'm actually still going to go with Edmonton. I think Connor McDavid's going to put the team on his back. Leon Draisaitl will be there. You got Zach Hyman working his butt off. Evander Kane is 22 points in like 25 games. Edmonton is going to, I'm not even going to say shock, but I think they're just going to overwhelm LA at times, and they are going to win in 5 games. So we head back to the East, and we're going to end up with Florida playing the lowest seeded team possible, which is, and the Atlantic Division, Toronto Maple Leafs. And in this, if you can believe it, I've got Toronto beating the juggernaut Florida Panthers in 7 games. Now, Toronto, struggles with Florida, but I just have a feeling they're going to overwhelm and they're going to overcome these Florida-based teams. They're going to beat Tampa, and then they're going to beat Florida, 2 teams that have made massive changes and massive additions. Toronto's winning this in 7 games. And then we have Carolina versus the New York Rangers. I think this is going to be a great series as well. Unlike Toronto, I don't think New York just has enough yet. I think Freddie Anderson's still going to play well. And I've got Carolina winning in 6 just because their depth from top to bottom, they're just so strong. And I think they're going to withstand the New York Rangers. Mika Zibanejad, Panarin, they're going to get their chances. It's not going to be enough. We got Carolina winning in 6. Move back over to the West, Colorado versus, I guess, Minnesota. Maybe, I don't know if this actually how it works, but that's how I'm going to go with it here. And I've got Colorado beating Minnesota in 6. These guys have had great series in the past. Minnesota's had some success. Colorado's had some success. Minnesota has done really well against them. Colorado more recently have improved their record against Minnesota. And overall, though, I think Colorado's just going to be they're just too deep of a team, and they're going to take the Minnesota Wild in 6 games. Then we have the Battle of Alberta. We got Edmonton and Calgary, and this is going to be gruesome. Connor McDavid is going to get beaten down, but he's also going to catch them. And I think catch them, with some rush plays and on the power play. Yes, he's going to draw some penalties finally in the playoffs. However, it's not going to be enough. 1, depth for Calgary. 2, goaltenders. Markstrom is better than any goalie that Edmonton can have or trade for. I'm sorry, even if they somehow got Marc-Andre Fleury, Markstrom's better right now. Calgary wins again in 7 games. So we go to the East. Yes, I've got Toronto in the conference finals against the Carolina Hurricanes. We've got Freddie Anderson against his former team. Carolina is going to outplay Toronto. They're going to outchance Toronto. They're going to outshoot Toronto and somehow lose. It's like, Toronto lost to a Zamboni driver when he played for Carolina, and it's like this season they're going to right some wrongs because the expectations, even though we as fans, yes, I'm a Leafs fan, we want Toronto to do well. Right now, they're the underdog in every single series they're in. What Florida has done, what Tampa Bay has done, what Boston has done, what Carolina looks like, Toronto's going to be the underdogs, and they're going to overcome them again. I believe it. I believe. And they're going to beat Carolina in 6 games. Yes, that's right. Toronto's going to go to the Stanley Cup Final. And then we move on to the Calgary Flames versus the Colorado Avalanche. You think Colorado's going to go to the final? They're not. That's right. We're going to have an all-Canada final, and Gary Bettman and the NHL are going to hate their lives. I've got it right now. Calgary is going to beat the Colorado Avalanche in 6 games. Now, I had 7 there. I'm changing it to 6. They're gonna go toe for toe in physicality, both depth-wise. But I think Markstrom is going to be the difference maker. Going to be some close games. There might be a blowout here or there. Calgary Flames are a strong, deep team, and they're going to meet the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Stanley Cup Final. So we go to the Stanley Cup Final. Toronto versus Calgary, an all-Canada final. Finally, the Cup's coming back to Canada. And who's going to win? You can see Calgary going all the way. But there's, for some reason, the Leafs being the underdogs again. Austin Matthews being absolutely ridiculous. Mitch Marner is going to find his way. You've got guys like Kampf in there, and Kasha, he'll be okay. Don't worry. I don't think he has a concussion. Let's hope he's fine. Muzzin back. They're going to find someone. Heck, maybe Giordano's there. So you got Giordano against his former team in the Stanley Cup final. I've got Toronto winning this in 7 games. Yes. I know people are going to hate me, but I've got the Toronto Maple Leafs somehow overcoming Tampa Bay, overcoming Florida, overcoming Carolina, and then beating Calgary in 7 games. Write it down right now. I might be wrong. I'm probably going to be wrong. I don't care. No, go Leafs, go. Toronto will be your 2022 Stanley Cup champions.